The farmers market returns. Today was your first chance this semester to see what local vendors had to offer. TV2 was there and has the latest details live from the event.
Tonight, we'll be shining a light on the upcoming unusual darkness. All the updates on the fast approaching eclipse coming to you soon.
Well, even if the sun is hiding, the weather will always be clear as day. I've got the daily forecast and the local temperatures coming up.
If you're a frequent flyer, you're going to need to keep an eye on your wallet. Why one major airline is raising the cost to check your bags. All this and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good afternoon, Portage County. My name is Noah Rowe.
And I'm Tyler Schlosser.
Together, we're here to bring you tonight's TV2 News, and we are just in time for dinner. That's right, if you're tired of campus food and you're ready to spice up your meals, you're going to want to pay attention.
Our very own Skylar Eddington got a first look at the return of the farmers market for the spring semester. Hey, Skylar.
Hi guys, I'm here at the Kent State Farmers Market where there's just about 20 different vendors here, ranging from apples to pickles to art to jewelry. Anything that you want is honestly here right now. The Kent Farmers Market meets once a month throughout the school year, and the Haymakers Farmers Market is every Saturday in downtown Kent from April to November.
I love seeing students learn about the local produce and the local vendors and people that are selling, and also to kind of catch that entrepreneurial bug, because some of them are thinking about starting a business, and this is kind of a good place for them to be, to learn a little bit about how people have done it. So they get to ask questions of our vendors and things like that.
We've got about 15 to 20 vendors who participate, local farms, bakers, artists. We've got a little bit of everything at market today. So we're hoping to share it with some new people who maybe haven't discovered our downtown Saturday market.
There is still time to come to the event, so hurry on down here if you're free. Reporting for TV2, I'm Skylar Eddington.
Thanks, Skylar. And in a few weeks, Kent is going to be in a prime spot to view a solar eclipse.
And that eclipse is coming up on April 8th. And in TV2's first installment of coverage for the event, our very own Lex Rady spoke with professors about the science behind this out-of-the-world phenomenon.
Lex, what can you tell us?
Well, guys, there are a lot of big events happening in the upcoming months: St. Paddy's Day, spring break, Ramadan, and a rare total eclipse casting a shadow around the globe on April 8th.
Eclipse season is sweeping through the U.S. this spring, and the solar event is a rare total eclipse for Northeast Ohioans, taking place on April 8th.
The moon, the earth, and the sun all lie in the plane. It's like a tabletop. And the moon is going around the earth, and the earth is going around the sun, which is somewhere in the middle. And every so often, the moon gets in the way. It gets between the earth and the sun, and it casts a shadow.
While solar and lunar eclipses happen quite often, a total solar eclipse is something that is deemed a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Have a solar eclipse that's total, that the moon completely covers the sun, and one in which the path of the shadow of the moon passes right over us. Is extremely rare.
In fact, the next upcoming total eclipse won't happen until 2044 and won't even be seen in North America. But this one will be seen from different parts of the globe, including the U.S.
The eclipse will start in the South Pacific, over a period of a few hours moves up across North America, and the total eclipse will end, I believe it's somewhere in Newfoundland.
But the eclipse calls for something extra in order to watch this event.
So you can buy eclipse classes online, for example. Make sure they're decent. Don't go for Billy Bob's eclipse classes or something like that. You want to get a high quality brand.
So make sure to stay ahead of the game and buy the proper protection you need to witness this out of this world event.
It's just a beautiful sight to see the sun as it really is, as it were.
There will be events around the area such as the Kent Total Eclipse hosted by the university that will distribute the proper eyewear protection to view the eclipse safely. For more updates on the eclipse, stay tuned to our newscast and visit our website at kentwire.com. For TV2 News, I'm Lex Rady.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Michael Neenan, here to assure you that there is no solar eclipse happening right now because it's actually pretty sunny out. It's 40 degrees but it does feel like 37. We have a dew point of 20 degrees with winds traveling southeast at around 5 miles an hour, and the humidity is at around 50%. And I'm very happy to report that we have a full visibility of 10 miles. Now, what the weather is going to look like later in the day as we go in at 8 p.m. There will still be clear skies. You will be able to see the moon pretty well. It'll be 35 degrees. It'll get a little colder at midnight, around the same temperatures, but at 8 a.m. it'll get around a little bit colder. It'll still be in those low 30s, but there will be very clear skies. Now, just to recap, tonight and tomorrow, there will be a low of 27 degrees. So you definitely still have to wear a coat. Definitely wear some long pants. Make sure you bundle up. It's going to be very cold. There's clear skies. We actually have a waxing gibbous moon, if you were so curious, with winds traveling south to southeast at 5 miles an hour. And the sun is setting at 6:05 p.m. So right now the sun, it's a little bit up right now. There is still some sunlight, but in the next 30 minutes or so, it is going to start getting dark. So definitely plan ahead for that. We're still seeing winter weather this time of year, but it's not going to last too much longer. We still have around a month of winter, but that is all the time I have for now. Stay tuned though, because we will get to go over the weekly forecast and maybe, just maybe, check out those statewide temperatures. Let's get back to the news.
Thanks, Mike. It feels like you can't get through a single class without there being a few empty chairs, but your classmates, they may not be playing hooky. That's according to the CDC, who have recently listed Ohio as very high for flu-like activity based off last week's numbers. It's easier to think brighter thoughts as the idea of spring break gets closer and closer to reality, but experts say that we still have between 4 and 6 weeks left in flu season.
Ohio voters need to be ready. We are exactly 1 month away from Ohio's primary election. While it won't decide the nation's next president, this election is no less important. It'll influence several key political decisions, such as deciding the official presidential nominees, electing Ohio senators, and several public school policies. Remember, March 19th, make your voice heard.
The government is going to once again help make food banks and food pantries whole. This comes after Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost helped charitable organizations win a settlement concerning price disparities with Family Dollar. The agreement came out to $400,000, and $250,000 of that is going straight to charities.
The Akron Preparatory School was closed today as a result of threats against a teacher. These threats were made by several members of the public after an allegation was leveled against the teacher in question and then dismissed, causing the anger that prompted the school's closing. Officials have not yet been able to verify the credibility of these threats and have chosen to be cautious in moving forward.
Under severe weather advisory, the latest information coming out of California about the severe flooding they face.
A man thought he struck gold after winning the Powerball only to have the rug pulled at the last minute. All the details coming up next.
What if you could make an impact? Be the change. Create a legacy. What if you could do it all? Join an organization 96 years in the making and gain experience in a professional work environment with industry-level resources.
Getting started right away as a first-year student allowed me to gain real experience, gain the best of friends, and I got an internship with the Today Show where I got to live in New York.
Showcase and develop your talents as a writer, editor, photographer, fashion editor, filmmaker, journalist, operator, designer. If you can dream it, we can do it. Student media makes an impact on our community, on our students, and on the world. Together we share our voices, together we leave our mark. Together we are Kent State Student Media.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done.
what to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. We're going to be starting off with the latest update on the deadly shooting out of Kansas City. 2 men have been officially charged with murder.
Officials out of Missouri are saying the shooting started after one of the suspects pulled out his handgun. Others in the crowd drew their own guns in response, and the situation escalated from there.
TV2 will continue to follow this story as we get more information. Please be sure to check out KentWire.com for the latest. Well, good luck finding a moment where I'm not staring down at my phone, a smartwatch, or even a tablet. It feels like we are on those things nonstop.
All right, but with how many people use them while working out, can they really be trusted to track our health correctly? CNN's Mandy Geither got a cardiologist to weigh in.
When it comes to your health, knowledge is power.
Tracking our health is very important.
Cardiologist Dr. Lakshmi Mehta with the Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says routine doctor visits can help with that, but she says patients also ask about their smart devices and whether they can be used too.
There's some trackers that only check your step count, and then there's others like watches that can tell you how much sleep you're getting and the quality of your sleep, as well as your heart rate, which can be important with someone with potential underlying heart conditions.
Mehta says smart devices can be a good tool to help track health for some, especially those with underlying health issues.
I've had some patients that we've put monitors on them for a whole month and we can't find anything because it's just too infrequent. And when they have these devices, we're able to find out, like, gosh, you know, what they're experiencing is real. It's not anxiety. It's not something in their head. There's something real, but we just can't capture it on our monitors because the monitor is not worn too long.
While smart devices may be useful, Mehta cautions against having it be the only tool a patient uses. If a tracker highlights a potential problem, it's time to see a doctor, and she says the devices shouldn't replace routine visits.
You do have to take it with a grain of salt. So I think these trackers add additional value, but they're not things to make you paranoid. They're things to start conversations with your physician about your health.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you can't find time to hit the gym during the week, remember, you can always slam it during the weekend. A recent study from the National Center for Cardiovascular Diseases states they found no difference in loss of fat between those who did an evenly split workout throughout the week and those who did the same amount of exercise concentrated in the weekend. But no matter which route you take, remember, a happy body is a happy heart is a happy mind.
Only 2 inches shy of a historical level of rainfall, Los Angeles and the larger California area is grappling with the latest gasps of massive rainfalls.
Currently, 35 million people are on flood watch, with some areas, including Santa Barbara County, receiving evacuation warnings. Hopefully, everyone in the area can weather the storm, as the light at the end of this wet tunnel is fast approaching.
Well, our thoughts are absolutely with California, but Mike, do you see this having any sort of impact on our weather here in Ohio? Should we be expecting rain in the next couple weeks?
I will say yes, there is a little bit of rain, but thankfully it's not too much to worry about. Good evening, Portage County. My name is Michael Neenan, and I am here to tell you all about the statewide temperatures because we will get to that 7-day forecast in a moment. Right now in northeast Ohio, going from west to east, it is in the low 40s in Sandusky, but it actually gets to the high 40s in Mansfield. I know, quite odd. And as you go east, it is going to remain in the high 40s, and even the mid 40s, especially on the lake here in Cleveland and Ashtabula. It isn't going to be too bad, though it will get pretty cold during the night. Now, as we take a look at the whole statewide temperatures, going from west to east once again, here in the Toledo area, it's going to be in the high 50s. As you go south, naturally, it will get a little bit hotter, with Dayton and Cincinnati, as well as northern Kentucky, even experiencing in the high 50s. Central Ohio will be in the mid 50s as well. And in eastern Ohio, it will be roughly in the low 50s to high 40s. Now, let us take a look at the 7-day forecast. Yes, Noah, to answer your question, there is going to be a little bit of rain. Whether or not that is connected to the rain happening in California, not quite. Because of the lake effect, there is going to be some odd weather here and there. It's just natural precipitation, not too much rain, nothing to be all too worried about. Tomorrow on Wednesday, it will be around 55 with a low of 41. There will only be showers at night. It'll just be cloudy. Same thing happens on Thursday. It will be fairly wet. It will be in the high 40s, but it won't get low enough to freeze. Friday, the rain will stop a little bit. Although it will be cold, it will be fairly cloudy. The weekend, we'll see around the same thing. Lots of clouds, and Sunday, we'll see a lot of rain. I know, a rainy Sunday. It might not be the best thing, but thankfully, it is not too cold during the weekend. And as we move into the weekday on Monday, it'll be rainy once again. And it's just going to be very rainy all week long, unfortunately. But that is okay, because it is not going to be too cold. You will not see too much chill on your car as you get up to go to work, but definitely plan ahead. I would advise wearing a rain jacket and just prepare for the elements all around. But that's all the time I have for now. Be sure to check KentWire.com for any major weather updates. I've been Michael Neenan. Stay safe, Portage County.
Thanks, Mike. You know, Tyler, I'm going to keep it real with you. I am eagerly awaiting that next paycheck day.
That's fair. That's fair. As a college kid, it can be hard to keep up to date with the latest in the business world. Anthony, could you fill us in on the big consumer stories of today?
Yeah, thanks, guys. There's lots of changes and events happening in the world of business, and those can range from rising prices to lottery lawsuits. And starting off, for the first time since 2018, American Airlines is raising their price to check your bags. The price to check a bag in advance and online is $35, and checking one at the airport will cost $40. Both were previously listed as $30 purchases. Many other airlines, including American, are trying to increase the revenue due to the 6% decline in airfare over the past year. And Walmart has agreed to purchase the TV maker Vizio for $2.3 billion. Walmart and Sam's Club have been longtime sellers of Vizio electronics. And with the purchase, Walmart plans to boost its ad business through Vizio's operating systems, which would allow users to stream with ad-supported content on their TV. This move is likely the result of a competition with the company Amazon. And sticking with retailers, Home Depot is predicting a very slow 2024. This comes after a decrease in sales, which is likely because the demand for home improvement is declining because of high mortgage rates. Another reason for the decrease in sales is that people are just tending to spend money on experience-based things like concerts or trips rather than physical home goods. And a man in Washington, D.C. is suing Powerball after an incorrect winning number was posted. According to the complaint in November 2023, 60-year-old John Cheeks had thought he had won $340 million, but was denied when he tried to redeem his prize. The suit alleges that he was deprived of his winnings because of, quote, unlawful collusion by Powerball. And that's all I have for you guys today, but be sure to keep up with us on KentWire.com for more updates. I've been Anthony Leonardi. Have a great night, Portage County.
Just spot in the upcoming Mac Tourney. We have a preview of tonight's showdown coming up.
Starbucks has announced a new flavor it's adding to the menu, and no, it's not pumpkin spice year-round. We'll see what the coffee company has baking up later on.
Hey, did
Did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
A fight broke out in San Antonio after Texas A&M Commerce went on the road and defeated Incarnate Word 76-72 in overtime. There's now video circulating online of the players from both teams throwing punches, while players and coaches from both these teams tried to break up that fight.
No one was seriously injured, but one of the broadcasters said that a manager had blood on his face, and a young girl received minor injuries. Both colleges apologized in a joint statement.
Well, I absolutely hope that all the players, all the people who were there are doing okay now.
It is an absolute travesty, but moving on to brighter sports news. Dom, how is that upcoming Kent State game going?
Well, it's going to come up here in a little bit, but I want to wish you all a good evening and welcome again to your sports report. I am Dom O'Brien, and we're going to keep it going with basketball, but in a little bit of lighter news. That's right, Kent State is going to be playing the Ohio Bobcats shortly at 7 p.m. Both teams are at a 13-12 record, and this will be their final match against each other. Last time these MAC competitors played, Ohio University won in a close match, 71-64 at the MAC Center in Kent. The Golden Flashes are coming off of a 38-point victory against the Northern Illinois Huskies, where Von Cameron Davis and Jalen Sullinger led the Flashes with 17 points each. This game is looking to be a good one, so be sure to check it out on ESPN+. We now move from men's to women's. The women's basketball team's final home game of the season has now been flexed to be played in front of a national televised audience. Their matchup against Ball State on March 6th has been selected for the 5 p.m. time slot on ESPNU. The Cardinals sit one game ahead of the Golden Flashes in the conference, with 6 games remaining in the regular season. This will also be Fan Appreciation Night and Faculty and Staff Appreciation Night at the MAC Center. And now we're going to pack our bags, and we're going to go to the other side of the globe. Today we had the third day of Champions League action as we continue through the round of 16. Today, Inter Milan battled against Atlantico. It was a 1-0 final. Inter Milan, Marko Arnautovic was the one that scored 70 in the 79th minute of the match. And then later on today, later on in the day, PSV hosted Dortmund, and that was a 1-1 draw. Goals by Daniel Mullen and Luke de Jong.
It's the ACC.
And now we're going to go over to the Cavaliers, but not the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is Virginia versus Virginia Tech. And this is the clash, as a lot of people know, for everybody associated in that rivalry. Right here, we're going to go ahead. Nice 3-ball from Hunter Couture, nailing a 3 to score for the Hokies. And they just never let go of the lead. They kept going, they kept grinding, they kept slamming. That's Lynn Kidd with an emphatic 2-hand slam. Led the Hokies with 14 points on the night. Then over here, Robbie Barron, 3-pointer, got it down. He had 13 points, 2 for 2 from 3-point range. And Virginia Tech just keep on moving the ball down into the net. Majel Poteet receives a nice pass and hits an easy dunk. As by the way, just a little fun fact, this is the largest win versus Virginia since February 10th of 2007. Virginia Tech wins 75 to 41, a combined total of 34 points. And that's about it I have for your report today, but if you want more sports content, be sure to check out Sports Corner every Monday and a new episode of Overtime this coming Friday. I've been Dom O'Brien, and let's send it back to Noah Rowe.
Thanks, Dom. You should spend every day cherishing the animals in your life, but today is special. It's, of course, National Love Your Pet Day. Stay tuned, and we're going to tell you all about how to celebrate.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
When you look at me, you might see
A person with Parkinson's disease. But if you look closer,
you'll see
a warrior mom.
an endurance athlete.
someone with a lot of fight.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association.
Look closer.
My spirit
is unshakable.
Visit apda.parkinson.org to learn more.
Listen up, folks, for the most important piece of news you'll hear today. This week, month, maybe even in your lives, it is National Love Your Pet Day. While we should all love our furry, feathered, or even scaly friends each and every day, pet owners across the nation are showering their companions in extra appreciation today. Make sure to get them a treat, give their belly a rub, or anything else to let them know that you care.
You know, I'd consider myself pretty brave when it comes to food, but pork-flavored coffee may be where I need to draw that line. That wasn't an exaggeration, by the way. Starbucks stores in China are rolling out pork syrup in celebration of the Lunar New Year. The drink is going to include braised pork-flavored sauce, espresso, and steamed milk. For your chance to try this out, you'll need a plane ticket over to China and a little under $10 once converted to American dollars. Sad to say, that is all the time we have for tonight. Live from Franklin Hall, I'm Noah Rowe.
And I'm Tyler Schlosser. Have a great night, Portage County.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.